I want to expose these black media heads who keep talking as if they're standing up for black people, when at the end of the day, they're standing up for themselves and the Democratic Party.
So the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists, had their convention, a yearly convention. This time, I believe it was in Atlanta. They had the usual order of business, but this time there was something slightly more unique. They chose to call out people who've been detrimental to not only the endeavor of broadcasting, but to black people in the endeavor of broadcasting. Some of their ire for Stephen A. Smith. Because of his continued assault on black women and black athletes too. I think I take umbrage with the fact that they didn't mention a lot of black athletes who are also probably, on the receiving end of some of Stephen A. Smith's diatribe. But the thing that was the most telling to me, they gave him a thumbs down. And is there any doubt we've seen him go after Jasmine Crockett? We've seen him go after Joy Reid. We've seen him go after, Carrie Champion. We've seen him go after, we've seen him go after Kamala Harris. We've seen him say any number of things.
Hey, fam, I'm trying to understand. What do you mean go after? Motherfucker, you supposed to go after people. Go after. Oh, you mean cover? Cover them unflatteringly? That's what you're supposed to do, dumbass. You're supposed to cover people unflatteringly. If all you do is talk about bigging up people, basically D.L. Hughley ain't nothing but a surrogate for the Democratic Party. Let's call it what it is. Let's stop beating around the bush. These people are not journalists. They're not commentators. They are surrogates of the Democratic Party. And that's coming from a guy who has been very critical of Stephen A. Smith, who wants to challenge Stephen A. Smith, who wants Stephen A. Smith to come on his show and have to deal with somebody who will have some words for him regarding his contact and content. But I'm not going to sit here and let D.L. Hughley do this dumb shit, man. You're not a journalist. You're not a commentator. You are a surrogate. You are a mouthpiece. You are a paid influencer for the Democratic Party. And a lot of the people that you're talking about or that you're talking about are politicians who we supposed to criticize. What we supposed to talk about? The trees? The bees? Let's talk about people. The only problem they have is that Stephen A. Smith is talking about people that they support. And those people that they support are always going to be Democrats. Let's keep going. What a joke.
What was particularly telling to me is how angry he got. How angry he got at the snub. Now, he got so angry at the snub that he promised what was the tantamount to social media retribution that we would hear from. Now, today, I don't know what statement he has made, but what is telling is that he got so angry at the NABJ, and these are his contemporaries. These are his, the people he works with. They are his contemporaries. As a matter of fact, he's been to the NABJ, and they've been, fairly friendly. This term.
Been to the NABJ. That's what you call it? I thought he televised that shit for him. For the last 2 years, he's been like their featured guy. What are you talking about? DL doesn't know anything. What they give you talking points, DL? Do they ever complete the talking points so you know what you're talking about? Because it seems like all you do is ramble, repeat the same thing about 15 times and try to say it in a twang as if it's articulate when it's not. Dude, you're deranged. That's it, man. Deranged nonsense. These guys are on the take. D.L. Hughley is on the take, and it is pathetic. He tries to make it sound profound, but it's not. Put me in a position where I got to defend Stephen A. But you know what? I don't care because you are out of bounds.
Has been taken, I think, over the last few years, and it's not hard to tell why it happened. But what was telling to me, as I alluded to earlier, was the fact that he got so angry he promised a response. He got so angry at the NABJ, his contemporaries.
Dude, you said it 5 times, man. Man, don't you ever tell me that I can't work this thing here. Because this guy is horrific. He's so great. He's a great D.L. Hughley. He's an idiot. That's what he is, man. Tired of y'all denying reality on this guy. He's a paid hand. He is a liar. He is a spokesmodel for the Democratic Party. He has nothing new to say. He has canned lines. He throws in corny jokes. He's on a weird tour with D.L. Don Lemon. There, I rest my case.
Promised a response. What he didn't do is when Donald Trump said that he was dumb as a box of rocks, nothing. Nothing. Maybe that is what they're talking about.
What's he supposed to do? He disagreed with him, obviously, but what was he supposed to do? Same thing you did when Kamala Harris came over and rubbed your shoulders after you said that she locked up black people for weed. Then she came by your house. What would you do? What'd you do there? Man, all of y'all vote for power. Oh, let me get this right. So let me get this right, John. So let me get this right. D.L. Hughley voted for Kamala Harris. And it looks like maybe, looks like Stephen A. Smith voted for Trump. I mean, you know, don't they cancel each other out? Or we gonna act like what you did was okay? What about you writing a book giving Obama a lap dance? What was that? What was that? I thought a comedian is supposed to like eviscerate powerful people. All you do is kiss their ass, DL. I mean, are y'all listening to what I'm saying? Am I making any sense? Is this thing on? I hope my mic is connected. He's supposed to, guys, he's a comedian. He's supposed to roast the shit out of powerful people. All DL does is kiss Democratic Party ass. He's the wrong guy to talk about Stephen A. Smith. I could talk about Stephen A. Smith because I talk about Jemele Hill and Megyn Kelly. That's fair. I'm not an operative for either party. Both parties suck Johnson. How hard is that? It's real hard because then you can't make the money. If you criticize both sides, who's going to give you money? Go to TimBlackTV.com, become a member of the Tim Black Show.
Maybe you got a thumbs down because you are so willing to attack your own and say nothing to the powers that be. You're so willing to attack black athletes, but say nothing to a man who slaps his wife in front of you.
This is the reason why I'm torn on the award. Stephen A. Smith has been criticizing black men for years.
So you don't think that... Okay, sorry.
No, go for it.
I know that people are saying black women. Did she specifically only say black women?
So
I know the story has been black women
so
because
I'll
that's
read,
been the latest thing, but I understand what you're saying.
So it says up here...
Really? What's the word for this? Obtuse? Now, Rachel Lindsay's going to act obtuse like she doesn't know that this is about black women. I mean, everybody knows that. Really? Come on, guys.
It says he received this thumbs down.
Dan Layton is in the video that played in a little tiny clip. Says black women, prominent black women.
Smith has established a recurring public pattern of disparaging commentary directed at prominent black women.
And if Rachel doesn't know that, Rachel ain't paying attention.
Let me tell you why I bring up his criticism of black men. He called Kwame Brown a bona fide scrub, called Jamarcus Russell a bum of a quarterback, suggested that Colin Kaepernick, that his workout request was more about seeking attention than genuinely wanting to play. The president had Jasmine Crockett in her sights, told me more about Stephen A. Smith than anything else. Mm-hmm. Every time somebody comes at Stephen A. Smith, they get a 30-minute to 1 hour diatribe. Jasmine Crockett was doing a lot of things for the constituency that she has there in Texas, but the media would cover her going back and forth with the Trump administration because she would not allow herself to be bullied by them. So having a problem when somebody says something when they're being attacked, that tells me a little bit more about Stephen A. Smith. However, it's interesting that he's...
Hey, I want to slide in and say I take offense to what Van just said. I mean, if Jasmine Crockett was doing so much for her constituency there in Texas, why didn't they elect her? I'm just saying, since she was doing so much. And Jasmine Crockett was benefiting greatly by being put, by being mentioned constantly by media. She made it to Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. Was she on SNL? I don't know, man. She was everywhere, Josh. Most popular politician in the last 2 years is Jasmine Crockett, hands down, bar none. And just her and Gavin Newsom. She was more popular than Kamala Harris. Who can deny these things? So yeah, she sucked the oxygen out of the room. And how she do that? By talking ghetto and talking trash and cursing and dropping F-bombs and doing all this crazy shit. Baby. Y'all remember this shit? Oh, okay. That's Stephen A's fault for talking about that.
In this realm, he's in this place where these people are talking and making news, and his criticism of them as seen as inherently negative. Now, if he were Laura Loomer and he had called, now what he talked, the verbiage situation, the street verbiage thing is, to me,
right,
like a no-go. That is calling somebody a Shaniqua. But if he had called Michelle Obama a Shaniqua, if he had called...
Nah, man, criticizing how someone talks, how someone articulates themselves, saying it's ghetto, it's not calling them Shaniqua. People were saying she was putting on this, she was faking. This wasn't who she was. It'd have been different if she really was that. Cardi B is really Cardi B. You know, Glorilla is really Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? But Jasmine Crockett is a prep school girl. Cosplaying is Cardi B as Megan Thee Stallion, or not even Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion got a degree now. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, she cosplaying Little Kim. She cosplaying these stereotypes of black women to better endear herself to black community of people that love that type of talk. And the media who love it, they love a train wreck. They love it over the top craziness. And then what do? They do not support her politically. That's how much they loved it. They loved it for entertainment, but not for leadership. Not for leadership. Van, you are Tim Light. You are Tim Black Light.
Kamala Harris, a name that's tied to her black female identity, then I could see reinforcing negative stereotypes about prominent black women. But it seems as if they did stuff and he didn't agree with the way that they did it. And then he talked about it. The street verbiage thing, I'll grant you that, is very illuminating. And then he discussed it, and they're saying you can't do that.
I don't think that they're saying that you can't do that. I think if he had not, because remember the Jasmine Crockett thing went on and on. That was
right,
like weeks. I think if the Jasmine Crockett thing had not happened, this probably wouldn't be here. But it was a double down, a triple down of people trying to, a lot of podcasts, us trying to explain why what he was doing was such a harmful narrative, which is what this award is about as well. It's people who are emphasizing or are pushing further, perpetuating these harmful narratives.
Well, what's the harmful narrative is what I'm asking.
Well, the way he was talking about Jasmine Crockett mirrored and even intensified Trump's comments about her.
Yeah.
It played into, she's like, he's in one thing he said, she's for the streets, like her verbiage is for the streets, or the way that she's communicating, it bleeds into a certain, or not bleeds into, it highlights a certain stereotype about black women. I would even argue that the way he talks about Kamala Harris, like how her run for presidency was obviously such a big deal, and he calls himself a fool for voting for her. He talks about like her career being over. These are like right-winged talking points, and he continues to do that.
Look at that. It's right. Look, man. Look. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm entitled to mine. You mean to tell me Lindsay, Miss Lindsay? You said Miss? I know she was married, got a divorce. That white guy she was married to, forget. I think she's divorced now. Point is this. See me to tell me you think it is right wing in order to like have criticism of Kamala Harris? That's everything wrong with black media, man. That is everything wrong with y'all, man. Ridiculous. So you can't call out Kamala Harris, the vice president, who had a horrible campaign that didn't focus on really what she was trying to do. And we know some structural things about the Biden still running in 107 days. We ain't gonna never stop hearing about those disclaimers. The bottom line was Kamala Harris was a bad candidate who could not win a single electoral vote during the 2020 election when she had as much time as anybody else. And she had almost $2 billion and she couldn't beat Trump. And yes, she had a short lane to do so, but she had all the money and all the endorsements to do so. And another thing, when you talk about Stephen A. Smith against calling out Jasmine Crockett, man, it kept going because Jasmine Crockett kept talking and he kept talking. He's got a microphone just like me. So he has a show, he has 3 shows, and you are a politician, and you're going back and forth with a person with a microphone, and all they do is talk. Now, her job is to make legislation. She's a legislator. And she was spending her time going back and forth with Stephen A. Smith. So who's really at foul? Not to mention, it wasn't just Stephen A. Smith versus Jasmine Crockett on a couple of issues. It was Stephen A. Smith versus Jasmine Crockett, also Joy Reid, also Don Lemon, also D.L. Hughley, also Curry Champion, also everybody else who jumped into that shit. It was like 10 people against Stephen A. Smith. Oh, also Jemele Hill. I mean, it was like everybody was on his neck. All at once, and he was like firing back at all them mofos. He was trying to John Wick. And he's also, a sellout, greedy person who I feel, this is just my opinion, I feel that Stephen A. Smith he's a self-aggrandizing narcissist who starts smelling himself. One of my guys said that's a great expression our parents used to use, smelling himself. You think he likes that? He's not. But y'all gave him a moment to really get his numbers up, and he got them numbers up. Compliments of you guys, because you're so thin-skinned. You kept going back at him, and it kept going. And also, let's not forget, Stephen A. Smith, he put a lot of money in y'all pockets because y'all was making big numbers talking about him. Everything from the Native Pod, every black liberal lane was talking about Stephen A. Smith. So now you want to make it like he was dragging it out. It was his fault. Nah, man, he was giving as good as he was getting. And y'all were giving as good as y'all were getting. That's what it was. Cut the cap. We can criticize black women. We can criticize white women. We can criticize anybody in the news, anybody talking, anybody, whatever. That's what the job is. Now, the thing is that you only criticize them.
That with using a black woman at the center of it, even talking about Joy Reid and saying she lost her show because her ratings were so bad. That's not true.
What is the Joy Reid sanitized, approved by Joy Reid messaging behind why she lost her job? Oh, I know, Palestinians, right? It was because she would fight for the Palestinians. Leave the Palestinians alone. That's what did it.
So that is a right-wing conservative point of view, and he's taking that stuff. That's not what he does when he's.
I ain't never seen such hating ass, temperamental ass, punk ass, feminist ass garbage. That's what it is. Well, look, I ain't gonna stop being me, and I ain't gonna stop calling you out. And now you on my shit list, Rachel. I'm gonna keep following you. I'm gonna keep calling you out. You've been under the radar, but now I see where it comes from. Now I see what the problem is. It's you with these shitty takes. Cute ladies, shitty takes. Horrible politics. That's a right-wing talking point. What to say, a journalist lost a job because she sucks? Her numbers suck? That's right-wing? I thought that was numbers. Now, you got to say, was it inaccurate? Is it an inaccurate depiction? And why are you giving shit? Why do you care, right-wing? This is goofy shit. This is what passes as journalism nowadays.
And you might, and he's entitled to his opinion, but it doesn't further these harmful narratives that are really talking points from the other side.
Hey, Ironsides, you're giving me a headache here with this. Stephen A. Smith is not supposed to be on the side. You're not supposed to be on the side. There's supposed to not be sides when it comes to journalism. It's whatever the issue is, and you call it as you see it, and you report factually. Now, I'm a commentator. I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. That's it. That's the point. That's all my opinion. But you are caught up in the matrix of the Republicans and Democrats and the liberals and the progressives and the conservatives, the battle of the ideologies. You ain't there for the people. Stop trying to cloak yourself like you defending black women. Maybe on some Kerry Washington bullshit, but you ain't for some real working class black people shit. You on them elite, feminist black shit that don't help working class black people at all. You be out of your element. Y'all want to defend Jasmine Crockett up here cosplaying, talking like she a roughneck? You will be totally out of your element going around any type of roughneck black woman. Believe that shit. You be scared shitless calling an Uber.
The reason I have had problems with some of the things he said is because he don't keep that same energy. if you're going to, especially in your position, being Black, have a conversation about our community, that's inside of our community, about someone who belongs to our community.
No, hold on, no, fuck no, that's not the same thing. You violated. No. I talk about our community is one thing. I talk about a single individual person is a whole different thing. Nah, man, y'all not gonna make Stephen A. Smith turn into Brandon Tatum. It's different. Stephen A. Smith does not say the shit Brandon Tatum says. Okay? It's different. If he criticized Joy Reid, it's not the same thing as criticizing Black women. Name a Black journalist bigger in the last 20 years. It's not that many, man. She's top 5. So you criticize her, you talk about her, because, yeah, that's what, it's in the algorithm. You're talking about her. She's breaking news. There it is. And every night she had a show that was like pushing the envelope. So you're going to talk about it. But, that doesn't mean that you're talking about all Black women. You don't get to hide behind that shit. If somebody criticizes Tim Black, they're not criticizing every Black man that walks the earth. How dare you make that assertion? Just to defend him. That's bullshit. You bogus for that. Now to say he doesn't have energy when white folks do similar shit, that'd be different. Stay there. But don't make criticizing Joy Reid the same as criticizing all Black women. Because that all Black women make $3 million a year to talk shit on a major news network.
Got to go into that conversation with a different sensibility. Doesn't mean you don't tell the truth, but you got to be aware and observant about certain things.
You got to kiss ass like you do, Jemele, huh? Not say anything that might offend the sensitive nature of people like Joy Reid, who are powerful and will try to shut down your career. Is that what you mean?
The right often comes after Jasmine Crockett because of the way she speaks, because of her persona, the way she comes off. They call her ghetto. Was it Lauren Loomer, where her stupid, crazy ass called her Shaniqua? Constantly insulting this woman. And here you come, launching some of the same criticism.
Because it was true. She was doing it, man. She was cosplaying. That's not even who she was. She was playing a character. Sort of like when Stacey Dash was playing a cool-ass Black woman, and she really wasn't. You got a problem with me saying that about Stacey Dash, do you? No, you don't. Look, if I'm taking your logic here, Jemele, wasn't it offensive that we had a Black woman who truly, that's not her true persona? It's definitely not her professional default language or vernacular. Why was she putting on the airs of such? You don't think that was disrespectful and insulting to people who actually talk that way, who've actually grown up in those environments, who actually are, from the public county schools, who are from a particular cultural background, a cultural bend? You don't think that was disrespectful for her to be like mocking them to get money? You don't think so? Yeah, of course not. Of course not.
It's all right if you said, hey, I think her policies are dog shit. I think this or that. That's fine. But that's not what you attacked her for. So that...
What policies? She never talked about policy. She just talked about how horrible Trump was. She said Trump was shit. What is that? Yo, man. At one point, Jasmine Crockett was the most talked about popular politician in the country. People covered her. It was dumb to give him a thumbs down award for that shit. Everybody was talking about Jasmine Crockett, and she liked it.
That's why people had a really big problem with it. And then we see Donald Trump call you stupid. He called you low IQ.
Well, maybe it was true. I'm just saying, maybe it's true to a certain extent. But see, here's the thing. It's backlash to whoever you go after, right? It's backlash. So let me get this right. Stephen A. Smith gets backlash for going after Jasmine Crockett. And those are your words, pretty much. All you commentators are basically saying that Stephen A. Smith was attacking these Black women. Do you think Trump was feeling like Stephen A. was attacking him? So Trump strikes back at Stephen A. Do you think there would have been a price to pay for him going back after Trump? like maybe career-wise. So what I'm saying is you Democrats are doing the same thing. Like, you're not willing to say, yeah, Jasmine was putting it on a little bit thick. It was getting a little tiresome. I mean, she was doing interviews, dropping F-bombs, talking about Trump, and saying this crazy shit. I'm not the only person that's going to keep it real. Everyone in media was basically talking about it, but a lot of y'all were overlooking it and cheering it on like, finally, some spirit. Finally, someone's willing to say the real. Yeah, it was okay until she lost her race, which anybody could see that was coming. That's what this is really about. But you expect Stephen A to go after the president of the United States. Guys, let's keep going.
Insulted your intelligence. And people were wondering, are you going to give him that Jasmine Crockett energy? And you didn't. So that's why.
Y'all live for people to attack Trump. That's why. Did you attack Obama? Obama never did anything you didn't think was right. Did you attack him? Did you call him out? No. Of course not. What about Joe Biden? Did Joe Biden do anything that you disagree with? I want you to pull up the segments where you roasted his old ass, where you got in on him, where you dragged him, where you dropped F-bombs talking about him. You just didn't, man. It's just politics. It's just blue versus red, red versus blue bullshit. That's all. You just want to see Stephen A. Smith attack Trump. Not that you're going to welcome him back to the party, because y'all had already decided he was blackballed. And all that Kamala ass kissing that he did wasn't going to save him.
People are like, hey, Stephen A., we're wondering exactly what is it, or why does it seem like you have a higher level of energy and criticism for the people that look like you than for the people who don't want your people to exist? When Donald Trump called you stupid, you laughed and challenged him to a debate. If Kamala Harris would have called you stupid, what would you have said?
Shit, the same thing.
Very curious about that. And that's why people are like,
Kamala Harris is not the president of the United States. I know you don't care about that. I'm just saying, she's not the president. She may be the president of black women, which is crazy. But she ain't the president of the United States. And I don't remember Stephen A. Smith really saying anything negative about Kamala as a person, just about her policy and her performance. Jesus Christ. Her campaign was dog shit. And you said it was okay to say her campaign was dog shit. He didn't say that Kamala Harris was dog shit. And that's what you guys are trying to say. He never said Jasmine Crockett was dog shit. He never said that Curry Champion was dog shit. He never said that Michelle Obama, he kissed Michelle Obama's ass, and y'all still defended him getting a thumbs down for being critical of people. This is bullshit. At the end of the day, all of y'all are hypocrites. And my problem is you won't admit that you're a hypocrite and that you're doing the same game as Stephen A's playing. And that's the whole point of this show tonight, guys. I want to expose these black media heads who keep talking as if they're standing up for black people, when at the end of the day, they're standing up for themselves and the Democratic Party. Stephen A. Smith is standing up for himself, even more so than Republicans. He's even more self-serving. That's what I get from Stephen A. So yeah, at the end of the day, this whole scenario has totally exposed these so-called black independent media for what they really are, which is spokesmodels, social media influencers for the Democratic Party and for liberalism and feminism. For black men, not so much. And then they wonder why black men don't vote for Democrats to the crazy extent. And for real, 80% of black men vote for the Democrats, so that is crazy, technically. That's Looney Tunes. But 90? Well, Jesus Christ. I don't think there's any other group in the world, any voting bloc in the world, that votes so consistently for one side of the ball like black women. Black women need to be decompressed. They need to go to rehab. You need to go to rehab, black women. We need to get you off the Democratic plantation. Go to rehab. Go through a 12-step program to de-Democrat party your mentality, because this is disgusting. It's sad. It won't end well. It hasn't, and it would be different if Black America was winning because of it. Then you could chastise Black American, black men and be like, yo, black men, you need to be with us because look how much we winning. Y'all not winning. We ain't winning. The black community went from over 50% of home ownership to 44% of home ownership. Homeless rate, higher. Unemployment rate, higher. Literacy rate, lower. Life expectancy, lower. In what metric are we winning? And if you say that, repeat that dumb shit about degrees, you mean debt. You don't mean more degrees. Black women ain't got more degrees. Got more debt than white women. How you gonna have more degrees and go to school at a higher clip than white women when black community, on average, is only worth 10% of white community? Come on, man. And then let's not even talk about the Asian community. So there's a lot of lies meant to a lot of black women to play to the ego of black women. But at the end of the day, you're not getting anything for it. And we're dying more. We're dying earlier, having less, and completely losing behind this mentality. So yeah, we need a 12-step program for black women to get them off the Democratic Party, breastfeeding, whatever this shit y'all doing here. And I think one of the steps that would greatly help that happen is if you people in media had a fucking heart, had ethics, and decided, I'm not going to keep lying to my sisters for a paycheck. I'm not going to keep lying for my sisters to make my career go better or easier or more lucrative. That I want to save my sisters and save my children and save my sons, save my daughters. But not adding to the bullshit by lying to them and being a hypocrite for this damn political system. But you won't, will you, Jemele? You won't, will you, Kerry Champion? You won't, will you, Lindsay? Rachel Lindsay.
What's up with this guy? And even your former colleague, my friend Kerry Champion, noted this during the Jasmine Crockett dust up.
Full of shit.
Next up with Tim Black.